In this video, I'm going to show you how I hem my pants. I'm going to show you the fold over hem, the blind hem, and then later in the video, I'm also going to show you how to add an inch or two to shorts. So this is what these white fuzzy pants look like on. As you can see, they're really long on me. I'm only about 4'10", so a majority of my pants I have to hem anyways. So now I'm just going to prop my foot up on the chair and just roughly estimate the length I want with safety pins, and then I try them on, and then once I like the length, that's when I go in and cut them. And I use my cutting mat just to line up the bottom of the pants to make sure when I cut that line is going to be straight. So once you fold up that inch or two, the very edge of that fold you have, you're gonna literally just fold it over again. And you want to make sure you have enough room to where when you sew it, you're going to catch that edge. So I wish I took a video of me doing that rollover hem on the fuzzy pants a little better, or at least at a different angle, but I'm going to use this scrap piece of fabric just to show you how a rollover hem is supposed to go. So lining up the fabric to the cutting mat lines, you're going to take an inch or two and fold the bottom of that fabric. And then the piece of the fabric that's already serged, or in your case most likely it's going to be like a raw cut fabric, you're going to take that and you're going to fold over another centimeter or two. And again, using the lines on the cutting mat to make sure everything is lined up straight. And once I have everything pinned, I like to try the pants on just to make sure I like how the length is. And because I never worked with this type of fabric before, on one side of the leg I did a zigzag and the other side I did a straight stitch. So this is the setting I did for the straight stitch, a thread tension 3 and the stitch length 4. And because I am just using the straight stitch setting, the stitch width doesn't really matter until I go in with the zigzag. So the previous settings for the straight stitch stayed the same. I just turned my knob to the zigzag, and the stitch width I went for like a 4/5. And this is what the pants look like once they are finished. And I will also add in some close-ups of the zigzag and straight stitch. So for these Hello Kitty pants, I'm going to show you how to do the rollover hem, but with the serger this time. So the bottom of the leg, you want to fold back the fabric an inch or two depending on how high up you want that hem to be. So that hem you just created, you want to fold that back into the pants. So now you should have a little fold and the raw fabric edge touching each other. So this is another way to look at it. So after you do that little rollover hem, you're going to lay the pants out onto the serger. Now you're going to take that little inch or two that you have and flip that back into the pants. Once you have that flipped over and all of the fabric are lined up, you can go ahead and serge this. But you need to make sure all of the edges of the fabric are lined up and they're going to get caught into the serger. So for these purple pants, I decided to do the blind hem with my serger. So I'm just going to prop my foot up on the chair again and just roughly pin up to where I want the hem to be. And then once I cut it, I just try it on. And now I'm just going to show you a quick close-up of what the blind hem looks like inside the pants. So your pants should be inside out and you're just going to make that little rollover hem. But this time, instead of flipping that little hem into the pants, you want to flip it outwards so you're seeing that little hem. Here's a better close-up of what that blind hem is going to look like on your sewing machine. Because you made that little fold, you're going to have two pieces of fabric that are going to get sewn at the same time. So in my sewing machine, I have the option to have the blind hem stitch face either the left or the right. So that means the little divot or the little triangle that catches the fabric, will either make the triangles face upwards or downwards. You just kind of have to play around with the settings and some scrap fabric to get the idea of how the blind hem works. And on my Singer Fashion Made, this is what the icon looks like for the blind hem, and my tension was at a 3, width at a 4, and my length was also at a 4. And here are some more close-ups of the blind hem on these pants. I really hope these images are making sense. And here's what the pants look like, tried on. So I bought a pair of pants either from Macy's or JCPenney's, but they were just a little too oversized for me. So I took a pair of pants that I liked how they fit, and I'm just gonna put them over the other pair of pants and cut them down to the size I like. This is a really good technique to do to a pair of pants that you have oversized and you want to slim them down a little bit. This is what the pants look like after. I don't even want to put in the before because they look so awful before. These just look so much better on my body now that I've kind of slimmed them down. And now, of course, they are a little too long, so I'm going to hem those to be a little shorter. I lay them flat on the cutting mat, and I take the ruler, and I line them up to the lines to make sure that when I hem them, it's going to be all straight and even. I just did a little rollover hem. I didn't completely roll it over for the second time because I'm just going to go in with the serger. These pants already had a raw cut to them. They weren't serged or hem or anything, so I'm just going to go over it with my serger to make sure they don't fray. So this is what the pants look like after they are serged. Here is another pair of pants, well, a pair of shorts that I've altered just to make a little longer, just by an inch. This is pretty self-explanatory. So you're going to take the fabric that you want to add, and you're basically just going to make a really long tube, or think of it like a really long strap that you would put on for a dress. And then I just go in with a straight stitch to attach this little 1-inch extender. Now I'm going to show you how professionals finish off their chain thread. So what's going to come in handy is buying a quilting needle because the eyes are really big, and you want to take the end of that chain thread and then just pull it through the eye. And now you're going to take the thread that's attached to the needle and you're just going to slip the needle in between the serger threads. And then you can just take your scissors and snip off the little bit that is left of the chain. Thank you for watching, and let me know if you tried out any of these methods.